Nope. So this word hyper grace, like I said, I Googled it. I got my research. I done printed out my documents.
Okay.
Has a lot to do with what we hear a lot of these ministers who have done wrong, and maybe they've been exposed, and they hide behind this form of the definition of hyper grace. Well, God's forgiven me. Now we want to move forward. God's forgive me, move forward. You and I were talking and we mentioned something. You said, why does a pastor say they've been forgiven if they believe in hyper grace?
Right. They don't
Talk to us about
believe they have to ask for forgiveness
that. Mm-hmm.
because at Calvary, no matter what they do outside of Calvary
Mm-hmm.
or under Calvary, it doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow.
It's a
Wow.
damnable doctrine. It's a very damnable, delusional doctrine. So say, like, for instance, if you're demanding a person
Mm-hmm.
who has slept with multiple women or multiple men, and they believe in the hyper grace theology, the study of God, what it is, when you talk about theology, that has to do with the study of God.
Uh-huh.
So it's distorted, and they take scriptures out of context and they create this scenario.
Mm-hmm.
So they are deceived.
Mm-hmm.
So they say, okay, if you believe in hyper grace, and this is why one person, individual, that is all over the internet,
Yeah, we could talk about it.
he believed in hyper grace.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
will never hear him confess. You
Mm-hmm.
will never hear him ask for forgiveness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because that's a no-no under hyper grace.
Wow. So should we mention the name or should we withhold that?
Oh, you can mention name, Prophet Brian Karn.
Yes. And so this is why the conversation with you and I came up when I saw this, and we had an off-camera conversation. And you guys, I don't share my off-camera conversations.
Right.
I don't do that. I believe in the respect. But this particular part of this I wanted to talk about. You and others I have seen since this word hyper grace came up, others are speaking about this hyper grace as it relates to their thoughts of Brian Karn.
Right.
Talk to me about that and why you feel as though this is something that Brian Karn may allegedly be dealing with.
Because I had a conversation with him.